This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Eldorado Gaming. Eldorado Gaming is your site for gifts and gaming accessories like dice, playmats, and other items to bling out your games. Use the promo code META for 10% off your order. Find us on YouTube at Eldorado Gaming TX or our home site at eldoradogaming.com. Here at My Mythical Meta, we talk about gaming with friends and strangers, resolving conflicts, and keeping game nights fun, interesting, and recurring. Our game of choice is Magic the Gathering, but our hope is that what we share is relevant for board gamers, RPG groups, video gamers, and maybe even your poker night. I'm Travis, and with my brother Benjamin and my friends Derek and Randy, we've been playing Magic together since 2014. The secret to a healthy meta is not in the game you play, it's being good friends. Subscribe to My Mythical Meta, presented by Eldorado Gaming, wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome to My Mythical Meta. My name is Travis, and I'm joined this week by the entire Mythical Meta crew. Everyone's here. We've got Benjamin.
Hello.
Randy.
Howdy.
And Derek.
It's that boy.
Everyone is here, and this week we are excited and preparing for TCG Con.
Woo-hoo.
Woo!
All right.
This is our first con of the year. I think it's going to be a great one. TCG Con is a favorite of mine because we're Magic players. Like, that is our game of choice. And so the pop culture cons out there, obviously they're fun, but when Magic is my biggest fandom, I really don't usually find very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, at other cons.
So
Maybe like one or two people that have like a binder that you can look through.
or maybe they have just some packs to sell. But man, when you go to TCG Con, Randy and I went to this con last year, it's just full of great finds for Magic players. Like, you'll be walking by and everybody's got all their singles displayed, all the alternate art, you know, all the cards that you have swimming in your mind for certain decks, and then you finally see it and it's at a good price, and you have the cash on you that your wife doesn't know about.
That Christmas and birthday money.
That Christmas and
math.
birthday money, exactly. Cash doesn't count.
Right.
You know, so basically everything you buy with cash is free.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I viewed it.
So I had a ton of fun at TCG Con last year, and I'm very excited for it this year too.
Yeah, TCG Con for Magic players is like a trap house for meth heads.
Yeah, I mean, just you're walking by, and there's just so many opportunities for
smell
deck
the
improvements or new deck ideas. I love finding binders with just legendary creatures, because they know that
Bless them.
Commander's a huge thing. And I'll just scroll through and say, ooh, that'd be a fun deck. Ooh, that'd be fun.
Bless them for having it separate.
Yeah. Before we get into our review of TCG Con, quick reminder about the new My Mythical Meta Patreon. You can find it at patreon.com/mymythicalmeta. Right now, there's only one tier available, and it's for $4 a month. You can look at that like $1 per episode. And here are all of the perks you get from joining the $4 a month tier at Patreon. First, you get an exclusive 20% off code to eldoradogaming.com. That is our parent site. Just by using the promo code META, just for listening to the podcast, that can get you 10% off, but joining our Patreon gets you 20. What an amazing discount for gifts like metal dice, dice storage, playmats. There's still a couple new items that I'm looking forward to sell at TCG Con. The Dragon Scale scroll cases and the Captain's Cash dice box. This is their first con, so I'm very excited to see how they sell. Your next couple perks are early episode access, even before they arrive on Spotify or YouTube. Access to the My Mythical Meta Discord server, where you can contact all four of us quickly and easily. We can chat Magic, we can chat other board games, we can talk about role-playing games, D&D, the opportunity to try out Martian Colony. All of those are available on our Discord server, and a promise to be ad-free forever for Patreon subscribers. The episodes, the deck techs, every bit of content that you get through Patreon will be ad-free, except for the Eldorado Gaming ads, since those are baked directly into the show. But for when the time comes when we get really big and famous and start having Nissan electric car ads on our YouTube videos. And listen, I didn't put this in the outline, someone else did. A kiss on the cheek from Randy.
Randy, you little minx.
What? I did not do that.
So
That sounds like something Derek did.
I wouldn't do that.
So if you're into that, the low price of $4 a month.
I was going to say for $4, this gives you the ability to slip into our DMs on Discord.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the Discord access is. It is a direct line, even faster than the email.
We're all spoken for, but we appreciate.
Yeah, I have a wife. Please don't fall in love.
Too late for some of our listeners, I'm sure.
If you become a Patreon subscriber, you have to promise not to fall in love with us. Although you can stalk me. I'm fine with being stalked. Benjamin, what's your stance on stalking?
No stalking. And I am a lawyer, so I know how to put a restraining order on you.
Okay, let's get right into it, guys. This is going to be a fun episode where we just get to talk about all the cool stuff that's going to be at this con and the stuff that we're excited to see. TCG Con Houston is on February 10th and 11th at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston. This episode should be coming out February 5th. So once this episode comes out, you'll have another week to get your tickets. Remember that whenever you're buying your tickets on the TCGCon website, you can use the discount code ELDORADO with a space between the EL and the D for Dorado. Your code ELDORADO can get you 20% off for any admission package. Any of the one-day passes, the weekend pass, any VIP passes that you get for any particular celebrity, use code ELDORADO for 20% off. If you go to the TCGCon website also and go to their vendor page, you can find Eldorado Gaming there, and it'll bring you links to all of our social media too. And of course, directly to the website from there also. Okay, are y'all ready to get into the fun stuff? Let's talk about the tournaments first.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Benjamin, be our tournament expert. What are you looking for?
Okay, so I like to look for modern. Magic has so many different formats. Of course, there's always a lot of support for standard, which is usually the most recent 2 or 3 years worth of releases. I like older, non-rotating formats, but never really wanted to make the investment to get into Legacy, which is going all the way back to the beginning except for a select few cards. And so I eventually settled on Modern as my format of choice. In fact, their largest tournament there is a Modern tournament, a $2,500 prize pool for up to 64 players. I'm really hoping I can find time to sneak away from the booth and enter the Modern tournament. If you are a Magic player, they do have a competitive EDH tournament, CEDH, where the prize pool is actually one of the Power 9, a Time Twister, and the other prizes are many of the original dual lands. It looks like it'd be pretty cool. If you're not familiar, CEDH is a lot like the vintage format where almost everything is legal and games often end very early. It's very combo oriented. You either try to win as quickly as possible or you build your deck to stop people from winning as quickly as possible. And those are your only two options. There's no pro wrestling meta in CEDH.
No, not at all. The decks we make, except for maybe a couple of Benjamins, the decks we make could simply not compete in CEDH, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of a single deck I would have.
They also have some other tournaments. Lorcana has gotten really big. They have what's listed here as an OP tour. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Lorcana yet. It's a relatively new Disney trading card game, and it looks really cool. And of course, everyone knows the IP, the intellectual property involved. And so I think there's a big opportunity there to get involved with characters you already know and love and you already know the stories behind. And first place wins 2 cases of Lorcana, so that's pretty cool. One Piece has a case tournament. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a 2K. Digimon has a case tournament. And then there are 2 Pokemon tournaments for $500 and 2 Vanguard tournaments for $500. Most of those are not games that we play. I think you know a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! And
I know a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Just from the brief time that I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And then I follow a couple Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubers, but that's it.
And then we started our TCG journey with Pokemon, and I do still have some of my original decks. I think they would be called vintage or something like that now. I'm not entirely sure what's legal and what's not legal. Otherwise, I would say, hey, let me pull out one of my old decks and see how it works.
I don't know, man. If the max HP any of your Pokemon has is 120, they can probably be one shot now at this point.
Well, that's why I pull out Mr. Mime.
I know.
You're trying to
They've probably got an answer for that too.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Looks like they're going all day Saturday, most of the day Sunday. Lots of tournaments happening all at once. Obviously, if you're going to TCG Con, you're probably into trading card games. Here's a chance to test out your competitiveness and see if you want to get into the tournament scene.
Yeah,
Really
something
cool.
to remember about tournaments. In terms of like social contract about winning, remember that everyone wants to win. No bad feelings about getting beaten at one of these games. You got to just take your licks, shake your opponent's hand, and move on. I don't know. I would be so worried about a CEDH tournament because there's probably a lot of people who think that they're good at Magic and have good commander decks who are going to show up to this CEDH tournament and get completely blown out.
Yeah, they're probably, a big fish in their small local game store.
Uh-huh.
But then they go to a TCG Con and realize they're just a little guppy.
If I could be the fly on the wall to see that happen, I'd love to. I bet we'd get a lot of news from the Warfront situation.
You want to watch the hope of just someone... to just watch it leave their eyes.
Yes, I just want to watch the light go out. All right, so those are some tournament options. Obviously, there's tons of vendors with lots of cards, lots of products, plushies, toys, storage. That's actually something that I look for when I go to this convention because I'm looking for boxes, looking for play mats, looking for sleeves.
Even if you don't do a tournament or something like that, there's probably people around sitting around at tables that are just playing for fun.
Oh yeah.
So if you wanted to just play with people, you could just probably show up.
Tons of pickup games.
Find some games.
Yeah, pickup games. Randy, I think when we went, you had just bought a box of Dominaria Remastered or something and was just cracking packs, and we had like 4 people sitting around watching Randy open packs. And
was it Dominaria Remastered or was it, I feel like, a mystery box?
It might have been. I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we all cracked one together on that 30th anniversary thing.
Yeah, that's right.
But I couldn't remember if that was another one that I had or maybe it was, I don't know. It was a year ago.
Who knows? All the money we've spent has disappeared into the ether anyway. All right, let's talk about some special guests. The top 3 on the list are some big-time actors. We've got Ryan Hurst, Cassidy McClincy, and Michael James Shaw. All of them from The Walking Dead. Looks like Ryan Hurst, I think, was Thor in the new God of War movie.
God of War game.
Yeah,
God
that's
of War
what I meant.
Ragnarok.
God of War Ragnarok.
He was also Opie in Sons of Anarchy, which is how I know him.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're so right. Michael James Shaw is Corvus Glaive in Avengers Infinity War. Mm-hmm. He's one of Thanos' guys with the spear.
Is he
they fight Vision in the subway.
Is he the voice actor for the movie, or is he... But like that art just looks like it's from like a game or something, so I didn't know if it was...
Yeah, I see that art, but he was the guy in the movie.
Okay, cool.
Who I guess they just covered in CGI. I don't know how they do that anymore.
Right. Michael James Shaw and Cassidy McClincy are both also in Constantine. He plays Papa Midnight, and she plays Amberly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember the Keanu Reeves Constantine.
Yes.
I need to use the chair. The next category of celebrities is WWE. I always am amazed how wrestling is an overlap with all this nerd culture.
Right?
I don't know how it happened. I'm glad it did happen, though. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
We've
fun.
got Mick Foley. We've got Rikishi, Lita, and Mickey James. Do y'all know anything about any of these people?
I never watched it.
I could get Nikki in here. She could probably tell you about Lita. I know she loves Lita and her tag team partner.
Okay.
But I forgot the girl's name. I know we have a pop of her somewhere.
A Funko Pop?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, if I ever have wrestling questions, or I guess old wrestling questions,
Yeah.
she says she doesn't keep up with the new stuff, but Nikki's my closest thing to a wrestling nerd.
Marin's godfather is a huge wrestling fan, actually. And like when we were in college, he would go to WrestleMania and stuff like that. And he always like tries to talk wrestling with me. And I just like, I can talk about it as if it's theater. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, it's just stories.
It's soap operas with more fighting.
So I bet it's something I could get into. It's just not something I'm into yet.
Yeah.
You know, growth mindset.
Exactly.
We've got Britt Baron. Anybody know how to say that last name?
I'd vote Baron.
Yeah.
But I could also be wrong.
Britt Baron is in lots of video games that I noticed as I was going through her IMDb. Starfield, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy VII, as Tifa Lockhart. I know that's a pretty famous character from Final Fantasy. Looks like she's in an episode of Lucifer. Randy, didn't you say you watched that show?
Yes, I never watched the last season, and I couldn't tell you who.
I mean, it was in
She in it.
2017.
Yeah,
One episode of Grey's Anatomy in 2017, an episode of Chicago PD in 2015. Looks like mostly video games, though. Cool. Our next category of celebs is some Power Ranger people. We've got Jenna Frank, the daughter of Jason David Frank, is going to be here. Philip Andrew from Wild Force. Tracy Lynn Cruz from Power Rangers Turbo and Power Rangers in Space.
I said, take me back.
Yeah, I was like,
I
that was
remember
one I
that.
actually remembered. I was like, hot damn, that picture looks familiar. Hunter Dino from Power Rangers Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. And then Jordan T. Fight from Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury also.
Dang, what a last name.
Right.
Fight.
Maybe it's Fite? It's Fite?
Nah, I'm going to fight.
You're going with Fight? I think that's
Fight
what
me.
I would do if I was getting into the movie business.
Yeah.
If I was trying to break into Hollywood, yeah, my last name's Fight. So yeah, if you're into Power Rangers, this is a pretty cool lineup. Next we have a slate of influencers. I was really excited to see that Team APS is going to be there. These guys are Yu-Gi-Oh! Influencers. So they make comedy videos about Yu-Gi-Oh! When Master Duel came out, they made lots of gameplay videos too. But they do lots of crossover videos with some other YouTubers that I watch. And they have even done some Magic crossover episodes with the Professor from Tolarian Community College.
Oh.
So Team APS, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool with us Magic peeps. There's somebody named Digital Princess.
Looks like an influencer.
It just says influencer. Not something I've heard of, though. And then we get to the voice actors. A huge roster of voice actors. Y'all have any favorites from this list?
I like Michelle Knotts. She did a lot of Pokemon, both actual Pokemon creatures, and then a lot of the female characters, such as Misty would be the main one, Nurse Joy, and Jessie from Team Rocket.
And that other one is May.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
May from Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah. It looks like she was Jigglypuff as well, which that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is a childhood voice blast from the past right there. Randy, any favorites here?
The only one that I recognize is the weirdo looking Yu-Gi-Oh dude with like the worst hairline in existence, but I don't know his name.
Hold on, which one?
It's the one to the left of Kirby.
What?
Randy's got off script.
So you're talking about Amy Birnbaum.
Yes, I thought you were just talking about her specifically.
We weren't talking about her. We were talking
so sorry.
about Michelle Knotts.
Michelle Knotts.
Randy's lost,
How
y'all.
did I?
No, we were talking about voice actors in general and saying, were there any that really stood out to you?
Oh,
And he said
I'm sorry.
that creepy looking dude was, which we're not talking about any of the voice actors, to be clear. He's talking
No.
about,
He's
sorry.
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
Bones.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Bones from Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's Amy Birnbaum.
Gotcha.
Looks like she was also Kirby, Melody in the Pokemon 2000 movie, Max from Pokemon, and I think that might be Taya from Yu-Gi-Oh! And then there's some other ones I don't recognize. Looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog character. Mm-hmm. Randy, what about Stephanie Nadolny?
Yeah, I don't know how to say that name, but yeah, for me, that is the voice for Gohan and Young Goku.
Yes.
I know, some people don't like it because it's not raspy, but just has too much of like a grit to it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, that's the voice. Cannot convince me otherwise. She's the GOAT.
Oh,
for
yeah,
those
same
characters.
here. What is it, Teen Gohan when he goes Super Saiyan 2 against
Two.
Cell?
Yeah.
Oh, that Gohan resonates so hard with me.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this voice actor too. I think she really nailed it.
Yeah, 100%.
Derek, do you have any voice actors here that you recognize?
Well, Stephanie is the only one I for sure know, because those are all core memories for me watching
Yeah.
the Cell games. Lisa Ortiz was the voice of Totodile, my favorite Pokemon starter. That one lives rent-free in my head.
Yeah.
Emily Bauer played, what was the cop's name
Officer Jenny.
from Pokemon? Officer Jenny, yeah.
Wow, real fan you are.
I tell you what, like the amount of stuff I used to know about Pokemon could fit on a basketball, and then just like a dot is all I remember now.
I know, dude, it is the same for me. Some of my favorites in here, I love Mark Thompson. He's the voice of Duke Devlin in Yu-Gi-Oh! The guy who created Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Is that the guy with the headband?
Yes, that's the guy with the
Okay,
headband
yeah.
with the dice earrings.
But you're overlooking his best role, which is Kid Muscle from Ultimate Muscle.
Ultimate Muscle, yeah, that's right.
One of the best theme songs from that 4Kids Fox TV early Saturday morning group.
How did it go?
Ultimate Muscle.
That's right. I needed that voice clip. I'm going to make it my ringtone.
There you go.
I have never seen this before.
Something
in my
that's
life.
not-
I just had to Google it.
That's not listed there. Oh, it is there. Never mind. He's there on the left. Mark Thompson is the voice of Casey Jones,
Mm-hmm.
the 2003, 2009
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Turtles. He's there on the left, kind of hiding in that picture. But
Right.
He's real hardcore looking.
yeah, I don't know if y'all ever saw that Ninja Turtles. It's actually really cool, that series.
I never did. I think it was briefly on TV while I was in high school or something. What year did you say it was?
It started in 2003 and went through 2009.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I didn't watch it while it was playing because that's
Right.
prime college years for me. But I recently, maybe about a year or two ago, went and tried to find old Ninja Turtle episodes on YouTube, and this is the series that has the most episodes. They're cool. It's a different style. You know, we
Yeah.
grew up on the late 80s, early 90s Ninja Turtles, and of course every generation thinks their Ninja Turtles is the best, but
And every generation is right.
yeah, but I think each Ninja Turtles is indicative of its generation.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whichever one
Yeah.
you like the best is the best.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I like Erica Schroeder a lot. She was the second voice for My Valentine in Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was going to ask, is that the My Valentine who you already have an autograph of? Or
No,
was that
the My
original?
Valentine that I already have is the first one.
Okay, so are you going to get the second one?
If she has another good picture. Are there any that we didn't mention yet? Anjali Kunapaneni. Anybody know any of these characters?
I think one of them with the green, kind of near the top, I think that's the main character from Zom 100.
Okay.
I've only seen one episode of it. And then also the blonde girl on the far right is from Mashal, which is like Harry Potter, but the main character doesn't have magic powers. He's just really, really strong.
Oh, that's
so he doesn't fly on a broom. He basically just wiggles his legs really fast and just flies himself.
Okay, that's funny.
And so, yeah, everyone can do magic, but he just wills things around him to happen. So it's pretty funny.
So that's Anjali Kunapaneni. We have Mike Licio, who has done lots of Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters, and looks like a couple Pokemon. Litleo, Magikarp, Lycanroc. There's a guy named Bradley Smith. I looked him up earlier. He is a character named Combo Panda in a show called Ryan's World. There's like 114 episodes of this show, so if you like Ryan's World, come see him.
We got a treat for you.
Yeah, have we got the guy for you if you like Ryan's World? Mila Lee.
She plays Lifeline in my game, Apex.
Okay.
Lifeline was my main for a long time. Still one of my favorite characters.
Is that this character on the bottom left?
Bottom left. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's a support healer.
Anne Yatko plays Izzy in Digimon.
Yeah.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, I know him.
Well, I know her playing him.
I know that voice.
Iconic.
And then the one in the middle right above her picture, I am blanking on the name, but she's from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, you're right.
And she does something with hammer and nails, and I want to say like voodoo dolls? Is that
Yes,
part
I
of the
think
thing?
you're right.
Yeah.
Man, it's been too long since I've seen that show.
Oh, I mean, season 2 is out, and it is
Oh.
a doozy.
Ooh, okay. I think we got them all. The next category is artists. So if you play any of these trading card games, you are going to want to see some of the artists who created some of your iconic cards. It looks like Lorcana people. We've got Kendall Hale, Cam Kendall, Brian Weiss, and Jake Parker. Those are some of your Lorcana artists. We have 5 Magic the Gathering artists. Ken Meyer, Phil Stone, Ben Hill, Sarah Finnegan, and Miranda Meeks. Some standouts here. Miranda Meeks drew Arwen, Mortal Queen,
Yeah.
in the Lord of the Rings set. Benjamin, you said you liked some of Sarah Finnegan's stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, she does a lot of the lands, and Yavimaya Cradle of Growth is a big land in a lot of green decks, and I think it's beautiful. I didn't realize there are artists that are out there. Blossoming Sands doesn't make it into a whole lot of decks because it comes into play tapped, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that Thran Portal art, even though, once again,
Thran Portal's not a great land either.
no. And then Ben Hill,
Yeah.
I like Chromatic Lantern. I've always
Chromatic
liked that
Lantern
art,
still
too.
makes it into a lot of my decks. So
Yeah.
He also drew Astarion the Decadent for any Baldur's Gate players out there.
Well, he drew the regular version, and then up here, Phil Stone did the page version. I don't know what they were calling this card art, but it looks like they're like on a page of like the Monster Manual
Right.
or a D&D handbook from back in the day.
That's pretty neat. Looks like Ken Meyer is an older artist. He has some very old cards in his repertoire. He's probably been working for Magic for a long time.
I went and looked at Ben Hill's page. It looks like he did a lot of those Dominaria or Brothers War. Which one had those schematic alternate arts?
Brothers War, I
Brothers
think.
War.
Cage Sun. Ben Hill did that one as well. If you don't know, you can go to scryfall.com, click on advanced search, and scroll down, and you can see for yourself there's a place where you can search for artists.
Guys, call this a pipe dream because I don't think I'll actually ever do it. But I have wanted so bad to make a commander deck where all of the cards have the same artist.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be really hard.
So hard to do.
They always tend to do different kinds of art. So like your lands, a lot of people only do lands or only do... Yeah, it's hard to do a deck like that.
Next, there is an entire segment of comic artists. Definitely some big hitters here. Sam De La Rosa, Rags Morales, Haley Brown, Mostafa Musa, and Chris Foreman. Any of these guys stick out to y'all?
Sam De La Rosa, that name definitely sticks out, and that Venom cover that they have showed. That one I know I've seen at several cons. I want to say like probably 5 or 6 years ago, Travis, that we were at a con, and I think this cover had a bunch of different alt arts and like different shiny foil treatments, I want to say.
Yeah.
That I remember seeing. So that's always like stuck with me. Or I could be wrong and just having a Mandela effect. But it seems very familiar.
I mean, I think it's pretty iconic.
Looks like Chris Foreman has done several Wolverine arts, and looks like Mostafa Musa did a Transformers comic of some kind. So altogether, a pretty sweet roster. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it'll be cool to
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
buy some art, get some signatures.
I know when we went last year, some of the artists were doing panels and Q&A sessions also, which was really fun because I went to the Magic panel and got to ask them questions like, do you have any favorite characters? Are there new Magic storylines you like? And you can kind of listen to them talk about what the business is actually like, and they'll talk about how they get prompts, and they'll talk about working with the art direction and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Oh, Miranda Meeks, if I can tie back to way before the beginning, she did Gravelighter, that fleshbag marauder that lets you draw a card.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's the one that Benjamin said he was adding to all of his decks.
Right.
Okay, with that being said, we really hope that we can see you guys there. Is there anything you guys want to add?
Just to throw it out there for the people who are interested, there is also a cosplay contest.
Ooh.
Best in show is $1,000.
Holy
Oh.
moly.
It looks like total there's about 2,200 and some change being given out. So yeah, if you're into cosplay, there's rewards for you.
That is so cool. $1,000 best in show? My goodness.
That'll buy you a lot of dice at Eldorado Gaming's booth. So
Yes, it will. Come buy our whole inventory.
Boost 613.
that will not buy our whole inventory. Unfortunately.
Yes, our booth is, Derek, what was it?
613.
Booth 613, 613 is where you can find us at Eldorado Gaming. I'll be there both days. I think Randy said he was going to be there Sunday. Benjamin said he was going to be there Saturday.
Derek's TBD.
Derek's TBD. He's going to bring his niece Olivia, right?
To Comic Palooza.
You should
I don't know
bring
if
her
she
to
didn't-
TCG Con too.
I can't afford for two people to be into cards in this family.
No, y'all share the same card.
Yeah, and you,
Oh, absolutely not.
you just give her your commons. and
Okay,
uncommons.
the money card in this deck is Jeweled Lotus. You're going to want to be real careful with this.
She's like, so don't do this with it, right?
And then she just
Is
keeps
it?
dropping it.
Wait, how
She shovels like a maniac.
old is she?
She's old
She'll
enough.
be 11 next
Oh,
next
okay,
month.
okay. Yeah.
She's old
Yeah,
enough to not mess
never
with
mind.
it.
Never mind.
No, she's going to play the cards by holding the top, bending the bottom onto the table, and then flicking it down.
Yu-Gi-Oh style.
That's painful. No, you give her $100, you tell her to go to TCG Con, and that's all the cards she gets, so she better spend it wisely.
$100 in this economy?
That's nothing.
That's like a pack of collector boosters.
Well,
Half a pack.
I think Travis and I are going to bring some cards to sell, so if she can just buy from us,
Yes.
I'll give her a good deal on cards. Travis won't, but I will.
Hey, all money's good for me.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about we were not taking her money. I'm talking about
A good deal.
a good deal.
Hey, beginner Magic players, come by Eldorado, Benjamin and I are going to have portions of our collection available for sale. Tell us what you're into or what strategies of Magic you like. We can point you towards some good cards for a good start to your collection.
And one of the things that has sold off and on at different conventions, but that will be especially good for this convention, is our Magic the Gathering counter collection.
Yes.
We've had these for years, counters that are specifically made for Magic. It has all the Ikoria counters with flying, indestructible, hexproof, all those. It has +1/+1 counters, -1/-1 counters. They're
Loyalty.
nice wooden squares. Loyalty counters. It's 55 counters. It's only $13. They're nice wooden pieces. They feel kind of like Scrabble pieces.
Yeah.
And they really class up a game and help you differentiate. You know, we sell dice and we use dice for a lot of counters, but sometimes you're looking over there saying, okay, you've got 3 dice on that card. What do those mean? And this just really helps clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, that is going to be our episode this week. It's a short one. We are preparing for this con, we're packing up, and we want to get the episode out and invite y'all to come. We hope to see you there. Any last words?
Yeah, go back. If this is your first convention or it's been a while, go check out our episode on convention conduct. Which episode was that?
Episode 6.
Episode 6. Go back in the library, watch or listen to episode 6 and really get into the spirit. And I'm going to repeat real quick some of the words of wisdom from that episode, which was, you know what? Conventions are a great way to make friends, to explore different aspects of a friendship or other relationship, and it's a chance for you to share something that you find special and devote some portion of your time to with someone else, and to meet other like-minded individuals. So this is a chance, if you're into tabletop gaming and cards, this is a chance for you to share that experience with others. So come on down.
Yeah, let me say something I said from that episode. Bring your parents, teens.
Yes.
Like, bring them, show them how cool this is. Share your love, share your passion with your parents, and then don't abandon them when you get there.
Right.
Like, walk them around and show them all the cool stuff and tell them what you love about your game.
Yeah. Trust me, we're not sitting there judging you because you're with your parent. We think parents are cool too.
Yeah.
You had to see that, your parents.
Shh, Randy.
I'm not a parent. I'm not a
Randy, be
parent,
cool.
and it's cool.
Oh, okay.
All right, don't forget to check out patreon.com/mymythicalmeta, especially if you're itching for that kiss from Randy.
I made no such claim.
He's heard.
It's in the outline, so this is basically, what do you call it? Sacred scripture?
Okay, add $100 tier to Patreon, and then I'll do it.
Check out our Patreon. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget that you can contact us directly through email at mymythicalmeta@eldoradogaming.com. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
This episode was sponsored by Eldorado Gaming. Use the promo code META for 10% off your order. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. This episode was edited by me, Travis Konishek, and our intro and outro music is by Tyler Heath of the Oh Hellos.